Hey, happy Monday, everybody. This is Beth Knaus from That's a Spade Copywriting Services. I have been thinking about some sort of pet peeves this week. Not pet peeves, really, because I think you can't help doing these things unless you really think about it. I really like to ask myself, can I be taking something a step further? Can I be digging a little deeper? Am I explaining things in a clear enough way that's also fun and engaging? And I think a lot about that. So two things came up for me this week. And they're random, they're not connected, but we use the word consistent a lot and the word consistency. And a lot of us have clients or work with people who what they're looking for is regular service, right? Or like regular maintenance or something that happens at a pace. And so that's why we're using the word consistently, because sometimes there's, something that needs to be done in your client's business or in their life. And because they are doing it themselves or they're just, taking a shot, it's not happening as regularly as it should. So we use the word consistent. But sometimes we hear words over and over again and they don't mean as much to us anymore. It's like melted vanilla ice cream. It just doesn't have the same, meaning anymore. So if you are using a word like consistent, you want to think about what does that really mean to the reader? Why do they value consistency? And you can do this with a lot of words. Why do they value consistency? They value it because consistency helps them show up in a regular way. I'm just saying from the writing perspective, but it helps them show up in a regular way so people are always seeing their face. You're always nudging. You're saying, all of your key phrases and, brand messaging sort of nuggets that you use so that people know it's you. And they hear it again and again, right? So when you have the right visual and you have the right words, people will always think of you. And that's what I know my clients want, is that sort of consistency. They want to blog consistently and email consistently and, have their social media consistently and have their website updated, and so that they don't have to worry about it. It doesn't become a crisis or an all or nothing situation. So sometimes there are words like consistent or consistency that you can kind of stretch out and say exactly what that means to your clients. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about were terms like, you're on the hamster wheel, or, you're spinning in circles, or you're winging it, right? We all use these phrases, myself included. But I think it's easy because it's quick and people get it. But again, if they're hearing it again and again and other people are using it, it's not something that helps a client remember you specifically. They just remember that they heard it. So, you might want to say, do you find yourself, procrastinating because you're just not sure how to do what you're trying to do because it's overwhelming? It's another kind of common word, right? Because you need some guidance, because it's not your expertise. Is there another way to explain that? Or say something like you're on the hamster wheel and then also give the detail, of explaining that so that, your client knows that you're having this kind of like connected, detailed conversation, like you get them and you're spending the time to give them the details so they feel that you get them and it's relatable and you can solve their problem. So I hope that makes sense. Think about that as you're going through your website copy or any communications that you're putting out, even when you're speaking about your business, whether you make video or you have in-person presentations. Just make sure that you're giving people enough explanation that they understand the value that they're really getting from you. So I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will see you next Monday.